tutorial, I'll be going over Eddie from Maiden. And this is done as a request of Adam Johnson, who's been on my page for like ever now, and he's super helpful to me. You know, I'm honestly surprised I don't like freak out my family with this stuff. Fear is key. I'll just be all like coming out of the shadows like a wrath child. But then again, I guess they're just kind of used to it. I mean, it's always kind of a sea of madness in my house. You know, at least with me, but I can't help if I'm always on the edge of darkness. This look also took me like hours to complete, so make sure you give yourself enough time, even though it'll be a little easier having a tutorial, but make sure you're not up till like 2 a.m. All products to use are listed somewhere around the video, and don't forget to go to Facebook and check out my page, Made You Look by Lex, and like it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to contact me. I'm gonna start off using light brown Paradise paint and also the Made You Look detail brush to give the bandages an outline. And no, the lines do not have to be perfect. Of course, it's easiest to look at a photo of Eddie while doing this makeup. I'm also gonna draw on his teeth as well as the chains that he's chewing on. I'm then going to paint everywhere but the places I just outlined with Dijon Paradise paint and also using the Made You Look eyeshadow brush. I'm also going to leave my eye area open and make it kind of an evil looking shape. From there I'm going to highlight some areas using the BH Cosmetics kind of really light yellow and the Made You Look eyeshadow brush. Because the texture of Eddie's skin is so kind of wrinkly, I'm just going to be highlighting in the general structure of his face. I'm then going to add on the bridge of my nose, the bridge of his nose, using the Made You Look eyeshadow brush and a medium brown from BH Cosmetics. And I'm going to bring that line down towards the bandage that's going across my face. Shade in that area a little bit because this is going to be the area that's kind of pushed back in Eddie's face. I'm also going to use this brown eyeshadow to put where his nose would be just to kind of give me a general outline of what I'm going to be doing later. Continuing to use the same brown, I'm going to bring up the wrinkles on his face. Around his eyes, you have a little bit more of an angry expression kind of going on. And on his chin, it's all lines just facing up towards the teeth. Still continuing to use the same color, I'm going to shade a little bit underneath the bandages. This is going to give me kind of an idea of shading later and also going to help it blend later on. I'm then taking the Made You Look detail brush and light brown Paradise paint, the same paint that I used to paint on the bandages, and I'm going to create thin lines in between the wrinkles I just created. This is going to help give them a little bit more depth and also break them up a little bit. Taking black Paradise paint, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a base for where his nose would be, and then switching over to the Made You Look eyeshadow brush and BH Cosmetics black eyeshadow, I'm going to blend his nose out a little bit more. I'm also going to bring that black down into the area that's sunken in and blend that in towards the center to give it a little more depth and kind of push that middle part back. I'm going to add a little bit of black to the wrinkles, give them a little more depth, and I'm also going to add a little bit of shading above his nose using the Made You Look detail brush in the same black shadow. I'm then going to lightly shade underneath the bandages using the same black and the Made You Look eyeshadow brush. Although you really shouldn't skip around to like the finished product when doing makeup, I'm now going to fill in my eyes using Made You Look eyeshadow brush and black Paradise paint. And at this point, it's been a long time, so take a popcorn break if needed. I'm going to fill in Eddie's teeth using polished Ivory, matte Chromacake, and also the Made You Look detail shadow brush. I'm then going to shade his teeth using the same colors that I used for his face, which is kind of like a really light brown, some gold tones, yellow tones. And I'm going to go back in once again using the Made You Look detail brush and black Paradise paint. I'm outlining the teeth, giving them a little bit of cracks. And also, once again, going back to those wrinkles and giving them a little bit more depth. When working with black, whether it's paint, whether it's eyeshadow, you always want to be light-handed with it. I'm going to be making really fine wrinkles all over his face. When doing this, make sure you're following the same wrinkles that you've already created. I'm going to be filling in the bandages with the same polished Ivory matte Chromacake as I did the teeth. When it comes to the body, if you decide to do this, you can continue using the eyeshadow brush, or you might want to switch to the foundation brush. It is completely up to you. On the body, I'm also using a little bit of eyeshadow in the detail brush to separate the bandages so it doesn't just end up as one big polished ivory blob chest. I'm gonna leave that alone for a minute and go back in and fill my chains using light gray Paradise paint and the Made You Look detail brush. If you are painting Eddie's chest, you're going to want to continue those chains onto your chest as well. Using the BH Cosmetics light gray and dark gray, I'm going to shade each individual chain link. To shade the bandages, I'm going to be using the same color palette as I did for my face and for my teeth. I'm first taking a really light yellow from BH Cosmetics and shading the outer corners of every bandage. I'm then using a color that's a little bit more yellow and going on every edge where the bandages connect. You only want to shade where one is overlapping another one and it would naturally cast a shadow. And according to the reference picture, I'm also going to add a little bit of yellow throughout the bandages. To define each bandage a little bit more, you can add light brown Paradise paint in between the bandages using the Made You Look detail brush. And to add some extra shading, I'm using the Made You Look eyeshadow brush and the BH Cosmetics gray eyeshadow. And I'm only shading the bandages where they connect or where a shadow would naturally be left on the bandages. Finally, I'm casting one last shadow of the chains on the face. If you guys were jamming out to this music throughout the tutorial, be sure to check out Rule 17. All links for them are in the description below.